It's Totem Tuesday. It's Totem Tuesday. These are the Totem Warz, brother. Aloha, aloha, and welcome, GDM friends, to the Totem Warz. In our last episode, we found out who our 12 challengers will be this season, and once our challengers take to the OMR, they'll have to face off against one of two of the Guardian teams, the Pele Paladins or the Azure Dynasty. In this episode, we're going to find out which of those Guardian teams will get the first shot at thwarting the challengers. And to find out which team will kick off the Totem Challengers portion of Season 3, we are pitting the Guardian teams against each other in a Guardian Pana Pana. Drivers from each team will face off in a best-of-3 1v1 race and race until we have our winning driver and team. This will be the first time on the new OMR for all these drivers, and the only practice they've had in these cars was on the former OMR. I hope they paid proper visits to the mountain temple. They will need all the favor they can get to reach that finish line. And before we begin, I invite you to stick around for the after-race wrap-up, and I may have some other information to share with you as well. Now let's get a quick look at our teams and get to our first matchup of Round 1. Representing the Azure Dynasty are Reina Ortiz, Megan McKenna, Izzy Gullen, and Parker Lane. And for the Pele Paladins, we have Dejin, Emmy Chambers, Roland Long, and Mallory Sloan. Kicking off the Pana Pana and racing for the Azure Dynasty is Reina Ortiz in Drifter on 95 Mazda RX-7, weighing 56.9 grams. She'll be going down the new OMR against Roland Long from Pele's Paladins, driving Dynamo, a Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy, weighing 57.7 grams. And here we go. We're going to start it off with Reina on the inside, Roland on the outside. Here's the green for the first race of the Pana Pana. And it's going to be Reina taking the lead, go through Calamity Corners. Oh, Roland got all up on her bumper and crashed out. Pushed it too hard. And Reina's going to slide on into that first win, to 873. Now they've switched lanes. Rolling on the inside, waiting for that green. Needs this one to tie it up. Take it into a third race. There they go. He has a little bit of a lead right there going into Greater Corners. Trying to make it a little longer. And he does. Going into Calamity Corners now. Oh, and he rolls it on the Dragon Spine, and Reina slips on by. See ya, don't want to be ya. And it's going to be Reina for the Azure Dynasty, taking the first team win. Rolling ain't rolling no more. The second matchup we have, representing Pele's Paladins, Dejin in Raging Dragon, a Pontiac Rageous, weighing 58.8 grams. Going down the mountain against Parker Lane in Windcharger, a 2020 Koenigsegg Jesko, weighing 58.6 grams. All right, Dejin's got the inside lane for race 1. Parker on the outside. Dejin takes the lead in Greater Corners. And down the pipeline, into Calamity Corners they go. Parker got up on her bumper for a second there, but she spaced it out, and she's across the finish line. Oh, she went in hot, smacking that retainer wall. Got a 7.61 though. Good time. Fast. We switch lanes now. Parker's on the inside with that Jesko. Needs to tie it up here, but holy cow, Jin takes off like a bat out of hell. And she is gone through Calamity Corners. Oh, did she roll? It looked like she rolled it there for a second. Wow. Yes, she did. That was super fast. And she's going to lock that one down in 2. Holy cow. In our third matchup of the day, we have Megan McKenna from Azure Dynasty driving Ricochet, a BMW M3 weighing 59.5 grams, going down to new OMR against Emmy Chambers from Pele's Paladins in Fatal Feline, a Buick Wildcat weighing 60 grams. All right, race 3 of round 1, and it's going to be Megan McKenna taking the inside for the first lap. There's the green. There they go. Megan takes off with a shot. Already through Crater Corners and flying down the pipeline. Emmy nowhere in sight. Megan is on the charge. And across the finish line, 7.88. Not as fast as DeJin's first time, but pretty quick. And there is Emmy pulled up into Temple Turn. We'll switch lanes. Emmy in the Wildcat on the inside. Megan in the BMW on the outside. There they go. And look at Megan. Wow, she is gone. Through Crater Corners, hits the pipeline, lost the cameraman. Cameraman struggling to catch up. He's finally got a hold of her. Coming out of the cavern, turning down the final straight. And Megan McKenna locks it up in 2. And I don't know what happened to Emmy and that Wildcat. Having some serious issues. But Megan will be moving on. In our final matchup of round 1, it pits Mallory Sloan from Pele's Paladins in Skyfire, a 95 Mazda RX-7 weighing 60 grams, against Izzy Goen of Azure Dynasty driving Smokescreen, a Nissan Leaf Nismo RC02 weighing 60 grams. Mallory's on the inside for lap 1. Race 1, waiting for the green. And there they go. Almost even down the divided straight. Now Mallory's in the lead going into Calamity Corners. But not without a fight. Coming around the cavern turn and down the final straight. Oh, smack me. Coming in hot. Izzy's on the inside now. Needs to tie this one up with this race right here. There's the green. And takes the lead going through the Crater Corners and now leading into Calamity Corners and out over the Dragon Spine around the Temple Turn. Whoa, this is a tight one. And Mallory got a little loose back there. And that one is going to go to Izzy. Izzy going to a third race? Yes, they are. Mallory had the faster time. She's got the inside lane. Izzy's going to have to work for every bit of this. Takes the lead going into Crater Corners. Whoa! Mallory gets in front and blocks them out. They are bumper to bumper battling down through Calamity Corners. And now Mallory has some breakaway as she's crossing the finish line. And there's Izzy. A little bit slower for both of them, but they got it done. But it's going to be Mallory Sloan moving on to the next round. Our 4 drivers moving on to round 2 are Mallory Sloan, Reina Ortiz, Megan McKenna, and DeJin. The winners of round 2 will face off in the finals to decide which team will lead off in the Totem Challenges. The Totem Wars are proudly sponsored by Tommy's Tacos and Kelp Burgers. If you can't eat it, it wasn't from our menu. From their 28 flavors of deep fried pickle chips, half-pound Spam burgers, to their King Tacos, and so much more, whether you're dining in, having an occasion catered, or just got the munchies, everyone on the island knows Tommy's Tacos and Kelp Burgers can't kelp but be good. Here comes your round 2 action. We have Mallory Sloan going down the mountain against Reina Ortiz. It's a battle of the Mazdas with Mallory taking the inside lane for the first race. Reina is on the outside. And there they go. Mallory leading through Crater Corner, sorry about that, down the pipeline. Lost the cameraman there for a second. And Mallory is going down Leaky Drive. And now the final straight. The 7.96. And both of them come in hot. And Mallory ended up on her roof. On the lap 2. And they switch lanes. Reina Ortiz on the inside looking to tie it up right here. Can she do it? They're door to door. Mallory had a little bit of a lead right there for a second, but Reina leads them into Calamity Corners. But Mallory right on her bumper, doing a little tag and push. Reina breaks away and across that finish line. And coming in hot once again, smacking that retainer wall. So we're going to a tiebreaker, and it's going to be Mallory with the faster time, getting that inside advantage. There's the green. There they go down the divided straight. Almost even going into the first 90, but it's Mallory takes over as they go through Calamity Corners. Here comes Reina. Reina's catching up. Oh, right on her bumper. Can she get past her? Oh, pushes her sideways, but couldn't break through. Wow. That was a good battle right there. Good race, but it's going to be Mallory. Moving on to... And our last semifinal matchup is Megan McKenna against DeJin. We got Megan on the inside kicking it off for this race. Waiting for the green. DeJin on the outside. In the Rages. There they go, door to door. DeJin's breaking out a little bit, bumper ahead. Now she takes a full lead, going into Calamity Corners. Oh, Megan just crashed out. Couldn't see exactly what happened, but DeJin has the raceway all to herself and is across that line under 8 seconds. And where is Megan? Right on her roof there. Oh, got way up on the high bank outer wall right there. And that's all it takes. 200 plus miles an hour. And yeah, you don't want to get your wheels up off the ground at any time. DeJin taking the inside P1 position, waiting for the green as they head down the divided straight now. And Megan has a little bit of a lead as they first go into Crater Corners, but DeJin takes over and now going down the pipeline. Megan in trouble again, crashes out, hits the inside wall and rolls it. And DeJin again on her own, got up on the wall there for a second, but manages to get across that finish line in a 7.68, almost matching her fastest time of 7.61. And there is poor Megan. Order up the pancakes. And yeah, got on the inside wall right there and rolled it hard. Looks like she was trying to pit maneuver on DeJin that went badly, badly wrong. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. And DeJin goes to the finals. Oh, wait. We have reached the finals. Well, with both winning drivers being of the same team, That means Pele's Paladins will be the Guardians leading off the Totem Challengers. And technically, no reason to hold a finals, but we're going to do it anyways. So here we go. It's Mallory Sloan and Skyfire versus the Djinn and Raging Dragon. And Mallory draws the P1 for the first lap. The Djinn on the outside. This is going to be a good one. Mostly for bragging rights, as Mallory takes the lead, going through Calamity Corners and out the other side around the Temple Turn. Oh, the Djinn gets up on the wall and slows herself down. They both cross the finish line, but it's going to be Mallory taking that first win. We'll switch them over, and the Djinn's in the P1 now. Waiting on that green. She needs us to tie it up. Take it into a third race. There they go. She takes the lead going into Crater Corners. Down the pipeline, leading into Calamity Corners. Takes a good line down the Dragon Spine, around the Temple Turn, and around the Cavern Turn. Oh, smack goes the fence! The fence finally claims someone, and what a pass by Mallory. Hello, I am the fence. Smackerific. And zoom, Mallory goes flying by. And that's it. Mallory Sloan is your Guardian Pana Pana champion. These are the Totem Warz, brother. Welcome back from the track. We dropped the green flag on round 1 of the Guardian Pana Pana, and it was Reina Ortiz getting the win over Roland Long in a 2-zip sweep. Roland had a lead in the second race, but bellied up on the Dragon's Spine, and Reina cleanly slipped by to put a lock on their matchup, moving Reina to round 2. Then it was the Djinn and Parker Lane's turn down the OMR, and the Djinn swept Parker Lane in back-to-back races, but not without a fight. Parker kept Windcharger glued to the Djinn and her Raging Dragon 90% of the race. It wasn't until the Djinn got to Leaky Drive where she was able to break free, and also set the fastest time overall with a 7.61 second lap. So the teams were tied up 1-1 at midpoint of round 1. Megan McKenna won her Pana Pana against Emmy Chambers with a 1-2 punch. And not to take anything away from the fine driving of Megan, but it was mainly a given due to severe mechanical issues Emmy was experiencing with the Wildcat. And tip of the cap to Emmy for not giving up despite the odds against her. Or you can say saving the best for last. Neither of these drivers would argue that point, closing out round 1 with a great and gritty battle between Mallory Sloan and Izzy Goen. Door to door and bumper to bumper for these drivers. Mallory took race 1, but Izzy came right back with a race 2 victory, tying it up and forcing a third race. Mallory got the P1 with the fastest lap time, but that didn't matter to Izzy as he was able to stick to Mallory like two soaring birds mating at 200 miles an hour. But then Izzy slipped coming out of Calamity Corners, and that was all Mallory needed to break off and take the win. In round 2, Mallory of Pele's Paladins faced off against Reina Ortiz of Azure Dynasty. A battle of the Mazdas, and a battle it was, with the first 2 races split 1-1. Mallory earned the P1 for the tiebreaker by just a half a second over Reina. Mallory had a good lead on Reina, but racing onto Leaky Drive, where most leads were extended, Reina did the opposite and closed up on Mallory's bumper, trying to get her loose for a pass down the final straight. But Mallory was able to hang on as Reina T-boned her across the finish line. Then Megan McKenna of Azure Dynasty faced off against the Djinn of Pele's Paladins. In the first race, the Djinn wasn't leaving anything to chance, starting from the outside lane. Megan kept them even until the Djinn hit that pipeline and was gone. Megan saw her chances fly away as she crashed out, entering Calamity Corners. The second race didn't fare any better for Megan as she tried a pit maneuver on the Jin down the pipeline that went terribly wrong. Megan glanced off the Jin and hit the outside wall, rolling ricochet into an obsidian outcropping, got flung back on the raceway where she slid turtled up until she stopped. And we got to the finals with two drivers from the same team, and although the first team to take on the Challengers was decided in the semis, we still wanted a definitive overall winner of the Guardian Pana Pana. Mallory Sloan and Skyfire faced off against teammate Dejin and Raging Dragon, and the pipeline was the separating point in the first race where Mallory took the lead and never looked back. In the second race, Dejin was well ahead of Mallory, top to bottom, until the fence punched Dejin in the face, allowing Mallory to overtake her down the final straight and locking up that second sweep victory. Mallory Sloan takes the overall victory of the Guardians Pana Pana, and it will be Pele's Paladins standing against the first round of the Challengers. Back in the garage, Emmy Chambers and crew have quite a bit of work to do to get that Wildcat back up to performance level before it's going to see another race day, and we'll keep you updated on the outcome in future broadcasts. We're now on to a bit of other news. Due to an overabundance of vehicles in the garage that I'll likely never get around to modifying, and the prizes I had set aside for those YouTube milestones I'll likely never reach, I decided to put some prize packs together for Season 3 of the Totem Wars. A challenger making it into the Totem Driver's Den is going to receive a yet-determined prize package. The same for a challenger that makes the most progress up the Totem ranks for the season will also receive a prize package. Any driver taking over the number 1 ranking will receive a yet-determined-to-be prize package. And if the number 1 Totem driver, which is currently Variant of Variant Skunkworks, defends that position the entire season, you guessed it, Variant will receive a yet-to-be-determined prize package. The driver setting the fastest time over the course of Season 3 will receive a prize package. And lastly, the first driver that breaks the 7-second barrier will receive a yet-determined-to-be prize package. I'll be sorting out these prizes, and I should have that figured out over the next few weeks. And once I do, I'll post those in future broadcasts so you'll be able to see them for yourselves. Lastly, you probably noticed a very short intro for this episode compared to my previous 30 to 40 second intros. It's something new I'm trying to hopefully attract new viewers to the channel. But you let me know what you think. Do you prefer the longer intro, or do you like the shortened version? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to click that thumbs up, and please share the GDM channel with your friends. I appreciate it. Well, that's all I have for you this broadcast. Now with the sun setting over the OMR, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Griffin Soul DIECAST Motorsports and the Totem Wars. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until the next race, aloha from the island. Have a good day, a good night. May the spirit of aloha fill your days. Share that smile with someone, and always keep your roof to the sun. Mahalo.